to get an artist residency, an artist grant, an artist fellowship, or a solo show. Stay tuned. Hello, welcome to new subscribers or new visitors, new viewers, and welcome back current subscribers and viewers. Hi, I'm Diana with Serenity Studio Art, here to give you and share with you my wealth of information as a part-time slash kind of sometimes part-time, sometimes full-time professional artist. And I'd like to share with you about how to get artist residencies, artist fellowships, artist grants, and solo shows. So I am a 2022-2023 recipient of an artist residency at one of my local art centers. And I did have to apply for it. They don't just give them out. I did have to apply for it, and I would love to share with you. I'm also a recipient of 3 different artist grants in the past few years. And see, a solo show that I was able to get through another organization that I was involved with, and I want to share with you all these different organizations and resources for you that were so helpful to me, that are crucial for you to find these opportunities. And all the websites will be linked down below in the description box. So let's get started. So let's just get started with where I found the artist residency, and mine is going to start September 1st, 2022, and it'll go for 9 months. I get free studio space and a solo show next spring of 2023. I'm so excited. And I got that in early 2022. I made a big push. That I told myself I'm going for all the art opportunities that appeal to me, and I'm giving it my best shot. So I didn't get everything, but the one thing that I did get was this artist residency at one of my local art centers. So where I live, there happens to be 2 local art centers. One of them does not even offer an artist residency. They offer actually a different program for getting solo show. They have like a artist solo show series where you apply and submit your work for that, and they will pick and choose which artists that they would like to feature in solo shows, in a solo show series at their art center. But that's the first thing, is to look locally where you are, see what opportunities your art centers offer. Now, I'm also the recipient in the past few years of 3 artist grants. So the first artist grant I got was, you had to be a public school art educator, which I was, and an artist. So you had to be both to qualify for this grant. And I wrote up a proposal for what I want. And that would be a whole separate video on like what's the best way to write proposals and stuff like that. But what happened was, I heard through some other art teachers in my school district about this grant that art teachers were getting, and I'm like, oh, let me try for it for $7,000. It was a $7,000 grant. $5,000 the artist can use however they want, and $2,000 of it you had to use in a school-wide art project. So I used the $5,000. You could use it any way you want. I guess suppose it had to be art related, and I used it to partially remodel my backyard garage into an art studio. So another art grant that I got was through a big city that I live near. That's the next thing. After you look locally, like suppose you live in a smaller town in the suburbs like I do, see what big city you live near. I live 30 minutes outside of a big city, and there's many art opportunities available and usually in a big city, and then regionally, but let's talk about the big city. So there was I can't remember the name of that, but what happened was I had joined Women's Caucus for Art, which happens to be a national artist group that I highly recommend that you join. National Women's Caucus for Art, and then you see whether there's any local chapters. So you can either just join at the national level, and at that point you'll be able to have access to art opportunities. But certain cities have chapters, and the big city that I live near and did indeed have a chapter several years ago, and I joined their chapter, and through that chapter I found out so many opportunities, but just by being a member of this Women's Caucus for Art chapter. And that's where I found out about the other place where I got a grant, and I did a collaboration. I actually did a partnership through Women's Caucus for Art. I wrote up a proposal for that included Women's Caucus for Art acting as my partner, and in partnership with it was like a government, I can't remember the name of it, but it was a government art grant, and I had to write up a proposal, and they accepted it, and that was a wonderful opportunity. The third artist grant that I got was through the same one that I got the first one, that I had to be a public school art educator / artist, practicing artist. And after I got their major grant the first year, then the following years they offer you mini grants. They offer you to apply for mini grants, and I got one of their mini grants. Okay, then I also applied for an artist fellowship this year, which is different than an artist residency. They don't require you to be there at their organization like we're in an artist residency. You kind of spend time interacting with their community at their organization. So the artist fellowship, they give you money. They want to know you have to give a proposal how you will use the money, how will you use their resources, because that particular one, I can share that one with you, is called Center for Emerging Visual Artists. But you do not have to be an emerging artist. You could be established or mid-career, unknown. So even though that's in their names, Center for Emerging Visual Artists, you don't have to be emerging to apply for their major fellowship that they offer once a year. Usually around the beginning of the year you apply for it, which I did, and you have to be within 150-mile radius of the Center for Emerging Visual Artists organization. They're based in Philadelphia, and that includes New York City. So that 150-mile radius includes New York City, and many of you watching, you may even qualify for that. That's usually at the beginning of the year to apply for that. It's highly competitive, and they only accept like 3 or 4 fellows. And so I did not get that. I gave it my 125% best shot on that. I worked for months getting my art ready for that, and I gave it my 120% best shot on that, but didn't get that. With that artist fellowship, it's a 2-year artist fellowship where they have special resources for you for developing your art career. They have all kinds of resources of how they're gonna help you develop your art career, and give you some money too, for whatever reason you might need, art reason you might need money. Okay, also backtrack through the Women's Caucus for Art, when I was involved with that, is how I got my second solo show. My first solo show was because I have a MFA, Master's in Fine Arts, from Maryland Institute College of Art, MFA in painting. Well, that's just how I got my first solo show. My second solo show I got through my contacts with Women's Caucus for Art. Through them, I found out there was an opportunity. They asked us, is anybody interested in doing a solo show at one of the cities that they were connected with, one of the city's art organizations, and I said yes. 2 of us said yes. So that's how I got my second solo show, through my connections with Women's Caucus for Art. Okay, here's a national one. It's called College Art Association. You do not have to be a college student. You do not have to be a college professor to take advantage of their opportunities. They have a website. I'll link it down below, but they have massive lists of opportunities. I mean, they list the opportunities for art residencies, art fellowships, solo shows, teaching art. They're looking for art professors and stuff nationwide. That's a nationwide resource. Okay, and through College Art Association, you will probably find that there's a lot of colleges and universities looking for proposals for solo shows, or probably if you have a proposal for a group show, but they're also looking for proposals for solo shows. So, and then either you could find them through the College Art Association, or you could contact colleges maybe in your region on your own. Contact them, because many colleges have, you know, art departments and have art galleries, and they fill their art galleries with rotating artists from all over the country. They're looking for artists that will be showing in their college and university art gallery. Okay, here's another national one. Another national organization that it's based in Philadelphia, but I say most of their opportunities are for the region of Philadelphia, but you can be a member and take advantage of being a member on it's a juried website, a juried artist website, that you can take advantage of whatever opportunities that they offer throughout the years, and they let you know about artist residencies and art grants, and some of them are nationwide. They're not just all Philadelphia based. Some of them are nationwide, and that's called In Liquid, and that's called inliquid.com. And that's pretty much what I have to share for you. These are all things that have helped and worked for me for getting artist fellowships, artist residencies, artist grants, and solo shows. Thank you so much for watching, and if you watched this far, please, I love to see who's been watching, who's been listening. Put in the emoji of a palette and paintbrush, and if not, just write in, if you can't find the emojis, just write in palette paintbrush, because I love knowing who has watched to the end, because that's so awesome. It really helps out my channel a lot when people watch a full video and watch till the end, and I'd love to know if this has helped you out. And before you go, I think it's right here where I'm pointing. I don't know if it's going to be right here where I'm pointing, is a go to my next video that is another video on my channel that you may be interested in, because I have 850 videos on my channel, so you may be one of these two videos, you may be interested in watching some more content on my channel.